Welcome to our Lessons in Leadership series from Citizens News. We're talking to C. Balagopal, a well-respected business leader who, uh, unlike most of his contemporaries, favors greater democracy in the workplace. Bala, we, and I know that we are looking at a much more complex workplace environment these days. There's a lot more in the way of small teams being formed to create, task-oriented teams. There's more inter-corporate collaborations. There are, uh, whole teams that are formed from multiple corporations. There is, of course, the uh, unorganized sector, which constitutes about 90% of our labor force in India. How do we bring about democratic practices, first with the organized sector and then with the unorganized?
Changes which have been happening over the last, I think, couple of decades, really. The industry and business across the world have been undergoing a significant change, and mostly from the impact of modern technology. As Karl Marx said, it is the means of change in the means of production which affects the relations of production. So when technology changes and all this digital technology came, what has happened is this has enabled a disintegration of production. If you see what happened in the previous 200 years, industrialized industry and industrial development was all about integrating processes, many different processes under one roof. So factories kept going bigger and bigger, companies kept growing bigger and bigger, more and more centralized management, and that was all dictated by the way factories were designed, by the technologies employed in factories, the fact that they all had to use power. It was better to supply the electric power to one. It was just like imagining why the big textile mills of Lancashire and certain other parts of the world were always located adjacent to fast-flowing rivers, because they had the flywheel used to be driven by the fast-flowing river, and the factory had to be located. If the flywheel had to power all the looms, it obviously had to be next to the river. So you had, and it had to be centralized. So as many spindles as possible had to be run by that single flywheel. Now, the digital revolution has made available technologies which you can do exactly the opposite. There is no need for you to integrate. You can disintegrate these existing huge integrated facilities into smaller units, and at the same time not lose any of the advantages of having them all under one brand or etc. So what you could, in other words, one of the much wanted forces of which is discussed in economics, which are the scale economies of production, economies of scale, has been almost made redundant by these new technologies. So now, in the case of the organized sector, the implication for democratization of the workplace would be very important, because I think many of in the organized sector, the large factories are going to find it a real struggle to survive. So I wouldn't give them very bright future. The prognosis is not good, and they will have to decentralize their operations, disintegrate their production. And if they have already committed significant investments into having these highly centralized facilities, they are going to have a problem. So that's very clear. So I'm talking about traditional brick and mortar manufacturing industries. The same thing applies also in the case of the IT sector, because now, rather than get 10,000 people under one roof or in one campus, you can have them all work out of home without any loss of efficiency. While the jury is still out in terms of in terms of stress levels and other things, I'm sure all those problems, they will find ways of addressing those problems, because the cost advantages and the cost benefits of working from home or working near home are so enormous and so obvious that no business can any longer ignore it. So why have people commute 1.5 hours every day from a nice home in the suburbs to some crowded, congested IT park right in the heart of a city, and then do the reverse process every day in the evening when they could work out of their home? So
Pandemic has
technology.
and the
Exactly.
pandemic
So
has
India,
accelerated this.
so my point is, so even without the pandemic, what happened was technology was was this opportunity was there. But what the pandemic has done, as you rightly say, Praveen, it's, like somebody said, some wise guy said about COVID, the pandemic has not changed history. It has merely speeded it up. So, and that's actually true. What we would have taken 10 years to decide, now in 1 year, they have decided. All these companies have decided because the lockdown presented them with a fait accompli. They either had to shut shop or they had to work from home. They chose to work from home. So, it was some wise man who said, man is a reasonable creature. He does the reasonable thing when he has no other choice. So this so much for the organized sector. For the unorganized sector, in my opinion, I see it, while they have been suffering really untold sufferings under these conditions because they have been neglected by the government, they've been neglected by the organized sector, they've been neglected by everybody.
The unions also.
Yeah, so the unorganized sector, because the unions don't cover them. So the unorganized sector, I think, should also see this as a great opportunity because they're going to come out of it much less scarred and much less affected and with much less baggage than the organized sector. So they will be far more nimble, and the new paradigm which will emerge after these waves of the pandemic are finally they abate and the vaccination levels manage to bring some sort of sense of control over the pandemic. What is going to emerge will be, I think, hyper-local networks, local supply chains, and the local economy will again come back into prominence. So what had happened prior to the last 30 years, which was the local kirana store, the local chai kada, the local grocery store, all of them shutting down and in favor of, and all the business going to supermarkets and malls, that would be now reversed. And I think all the malls and all that are going to be the dinosaurs who are going to find very few takers, and all those expensive premises are going to become white elephants and bring back the neighborhood ecosystem, which is a very good thing, which means informal sector will come back into, and home delivery, home services, home care, home nursing, things like this, which are all delivered best by individuals and mostly under the unorganized sector. I think we're going to find a good time coming, and they should be supported by enterprising people and entrepreneurs by providing platforms which make it very easy for gig employment, for service delivery, and for supply chain management supply chains to grow and be robust, and even enable payments and everything on them. So I think we are going to find a lot of innovation happening in this sector, and I see the good times ahead for the unorganized sector.
I agree. In fact, I was rereading E.F. Schumacher's Small is Beautiful the other day. Some of his observations are quite prescient. They seem to be coming back to the fore. Yeah. Thank you so much for this, Bala. You're insightful and entertaining, as always. And,
okay. Thank you, Praveen.
Yeah. People like yourself, I think we're going to see the world work itself into a better place.
Thank you.